Thank you, Senator Scott. Senator Manchin, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This will be to all three, and I'll start with General Brown. Just you all's evaluation from a professional level, what you can share with us today in the whole Ukraine, Russia, or let's say Putin war on Ukraine and the air war that's going on there, and the perception of a lack of defense or lack of a force coming from Ukraine, or the support of NATO or us. People have criticized, why don't we do this? Why don't we get more involved? Air cover, why don't we do a complete support of air retaliation? Can you speak on that, General Brown, just in generalities? I know from detail you can't get into it, but if you evaluate the Ukraine, what Russia has done, how we've been able to defend, why Ukraine's not flying the planes they already have, but they're asking for more, and they want air cover, or basically they want no-fly zone?
Yeah, I can't speak to exactly why the Ukrainians are not flying. I know they are doing some flying. But what I would tell you, Senator, is...
they do have aircraft. They're not utilizing all their aircraft that they already have access to. Is that correct?
That is somewhat correct. But here's what I will tell you, Senator. Air superiority cannot be assumed. And one of the things that the Ukrainians have been able to do, based on their air defense capability, is actually threaten the Russian air power. And so from that aspect, it's a combination of not only what you're able to do with airplanes in the air, but it's what you're able to do with your air defenses. And that's something, I think, as you look at I would say the Ukrainians have been fairly successful in using their air defenses.
That's what the missiles, you're talking about the missile defense, things of that sort?
Some of the missile defense, some of the capabilities they already had, indigenous into the Ukrainian armed forces, have had some capability and made it more challenging for the Russians from an air power perspective.
I'm just saying I haven't heard any attacks coming from from the Ukraine Air Force, if you will, and the planes they already had. I've heard it's come mostly from basically air missiles or drones and things of that sort. Secretary, if you had any information you could share on in an open meeting like this.
I don't think I have anything we can share in an open forum. We might have some information we could give you in a classified setting.
Well, we're going to that next. General Raymond, do you have any observation you want to share?
I would just...
People are interested. They ask me all the time, and I want to let them know that we're supporting every way possible Ukraine.
I think it's clear that the character of war has changed, as I said in my opening statement. I think this war shows the value of space, being able to provide information. And I think one of the things that it also showed the value of commercial capabilities in commercial space, specifically on being able to share intelligence more broadly, being able to shape the gray zone operation. So it's been really important.
General Raymond, this will be for you also. You have one of the smallest uniformed service within the Department of Defense, and I know you're actively getting the best of the best. I would just ask where you stand on the Space National Guard. If that is a way, there's a lot of talented people all over this country. I know in West Virginia National Guard, they're ready to go. How are you looking at that?
Yes, sir. Today we operate with about 839 guardsmen. We've been operating with them for 25 years. They're really important to us. They're limited in states on where they're located. They're located in 8 states and a new unit that's standing up in Guam. And so those capabilities that are there and the people that are there are very important to us, and we can't do our job without them.
Are they integrated into the space part?
They are currently, they're in the Air National Guard, and they support us in the Space Force. Like they did when we were in the Air Force. That has continued, and they continue.
So you all are actively involved in evaluating their capabilities of where you might have the strongest support?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay. Secretary Haney.
Yeah, I just add that those people are important to the Space Force, and we want to keep them. The exact mechanism by which we do that, and how they're titled and structured, I think we're open to discuss. The concern the administration had, I think, was that we would create a lot of overhead costs associated with a new organization. There were concerns that CBO had, I think, about establishing a headquarters and so on.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessary. I think we can find a way to keep those people doing what they're doing. They're a very valuable part. They're a significant fraction of the Space Force. They're about 10% of the force right now. So we want to keep them around. They're important to us. They're valuable. We just need to find the right mechanism to do it.
We're very proud of the West Virginia National Guard, and they do an unbelievable job, and so much talent's coming from different arenas that I think can be very, very supportive. Thank you all for your service. Thank you.